Okay, hi guys, this is take two. Apparently when you get a phone call, it turns off your video. So let's try this again. My name is Robin. I'm a designer with Chalk Couture. I am in the process of working on a t-shirt. I have a ink mat underneath my t-shirt. It's a sticky surface, so it helps hold your project in place. And I have the first stencil that I'm going to be working on. I'm working with ink. When you work with ink, it takes a little bit longer to dry, and anytime you work with ink, you need to heat set your project afterwards, which I will be showing you how to do that. You can use an iron or a heat press. I have a heat press that I'll be using for the first time. So I'll be videoing that with you as well. Today I am using the Couture ink, Couture Teal it's called. Anytime you work with the ink, it takes longer to dry, but it also can stain your transfers a little bit more. So you want to be very careful and get it directly into the water bath. I do have a water bath to the side of me. I am going to go grab my painter's tape, I think. Hang on one second. Okay, because I'm working with ink, it does become permanent after you heat set it. But prior to that, I don't want to, it may not be as easily to remove as our chalk paste. And I don't want to get anything where I don't want it on my t-shirt. So I'm going to put some painter's tape along the top and the bottom here just in case I spill over a little bit. Now a lot of people use like washi tape. I'm going to use the painter's tape if I can find the end of it. Here we are. Maybe. Alright, so I'm going to take some, God, they really don't make stuff easily peelable, do they? So I'm just going to place that right there on the top. That kind of prevents me from spilling over. This is why I hate tape. It's got to be an easier solution. Let me peel off that excess there and get rid of her. And I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape on the bottom here, just as an insurance policy for me, because I don't want to go over. Right there. So that way if I do spill over, it's going to be on the painter's tape and not my t-shirt. Now there's no scent, you do not need to stir chalk ink. So I'm just going to dip I'm going to use a squeegee. I've got my transfer down. I'm going to use a squeegee. I'm going to dip into my chalk ink. A little bit goes a long way. Never used ink before, so here we go. So I'm going to just run it across my transfer like so. You want to make sure you get into all the nooks and crannies. Get a nice, even transfer. I'm going to take off the excess, and I'm actually going to go the opposite direction this time. You have a little bit longer when you're working with ink because it doesn't dry as quickly. And you can see I went over, so it's a good thing I have my tape down. I'm going to do another layer. Because I'm working on fabric, it's going to soak into the fabric a little bit more. So I want to make sure that I have a nice bright transfer. Again, I'm going to take off the excess like so. I saw somebody else do this particular transfer, and I thought this is really cute. Making a saying from two different transfers, I thought was a great idea. All right, so I got that down, so I'm going to peel off my painter's tape. So, get rid of that. I do have a garbage bag behind me. I'm not throwing that on the floor. Get rid of that one. And cross your fingers. Let's see what we got. I'm going to peel up the corner. You never want to peel corner to corner. You want to grab it in the center and pull in a 90-degree angle. That way your transfer won't curl on you. And I'll hold my work down and pull it straight up. And there we go. Life is short. That's going in the water bath to start soaking. All right, now we're going to use the By Thee. I'm going to dry that just a little bit here. Just don't want to. I don't want to ruin my ink. And once this is heat set, it'll be permanent, so you can wash your t-shirts as well. All right, so now we're going to do the By Thee. And I'm going to put that right, I'm going to center that right here. Maybe. I think I'm actually going to I'm going to pause you for a minute and use my, no, I'm not going to pause you because it won't let me. That's going to be pretty. I'm glad I did the blue. I'm going to dry it a little bit on a cool setting. I don't want to ruin my transfer. And get the blow dryer over here. So I just want to dry right in here a little bit. I'm using a cool setting just so that I can put my other transfer down without smearing anything. And again, I'm using the cool setting so I don't damage my ink mat underneath there. Okay, I think it's set enough to use our next transfer. Okay, it's not completely dry, but it's set enough for me to do the next transfer without smudging. Now, I'm not going to lay it right directly on what I just did, but it's going to be close. I'm just checking my placement here. You can get it where you think you want it and then pull it back and kind of take a peek. Oops, it's a little crooked. And you know, if you're worried about things being completely straight and lined up, you can use rulers and, you know, all that jazz. I just eyeball everything. I think homemade things are not meant to be perfect. So I'm going to press my transfer down. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the sides and the bottom just to protect my own self. Because you don't want to ruin your hard work here. Just right there where I think I might need a little bit of protection. So, okay, I've got that transfer down. Working out the bubbles, and again, I didn't fuzz it because this one's been, I'm working on fabric and it's been loved a little bit. go back in with my squeegee and my ink, and we're going to go back over. And the ink is nice and smooth. It's a nice, easy application. Like, feels like butter, actually. Melted butter. And I'm going to go over this a couple different directions because the fabric might soak up some of the ink to begin with. And I want to make sure I have a nice, even application. Nice and bright. Alright, so we're going to have, take off my tape. Like so. Then I'm going to lift my transfer up here, get it off my previous letters, and just pull straight up. Okay, life is short, by thee. All right, now what I'm going to do, because I want this to dry a little bit before I put this big transfer on to use the word, I'm going to use just the word chalk on here. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Chalk Couture logo up in the corner here. Let me adjust my camera so you can see better. All right, and I have a little safety pin to indicate about where I wanted that logo to go. So I'm going to be placing my transfer right there. And again, I'm doing it in the couture teal. All right, this is what the transfer is. Let me show you what these look like. I'm a stenciler from way back. This is very similar to stenciling, but you can see in here, this is like screening. So you get more of a screen print look. That's why the image is a nice crisp image. All right, so I want this to go right about here. So I'm gonna just plop that down and remove my pin. So that's gonna set that right about on my shoulder, just below my shoulder. I'm gonna try and straighten this out the best that I can. I've not worked on a t-shirt before. I have a bubble under there. I'll work that bubble out. Want you know. Work that out without disturbing my inked. There we go. I have just a little wrinkle in the fabric underneath there, and you want it to be as wrinkle-free as you can possibly get it. You probably should iron your fabric before you attempt. I'm lazy and impatient. I'm not afraid to admit that. All right, so there's where I'm going to place my Chalk Couture logo. And I'm going to, again, put some painter's tape down. Just as a precaution for myself. I don't trust myself 100%, not when I'm working on fabric. Right there. I think I'm going to be okay, but you never know. All right. If anybody wants to follow my page, I have a group page. It's called Robin's Crafting Corner. And I try to go live several times a week to demonstrate different products, different projects that I'm working on. I have a corner in my, I own a business, I have a hair salon. I have a corner in my shop that is now dedicated to all my craft projects. So if you're looking for one-of-a-kind homemade gifts, if you want something made up specifically, you know, for you, a request, I will certainly do that for you. If you wanted, you know, I don't know, a name plaque for your door, anything like that. If you see any transfers that you like, I can certainly do that for you. Everything, most everything that I make, it will be for sale. If you see something that you like that I'm not putting up for sale, I can certainly remake for you without a problem. I just need like a week, because I do work full time. This is what I do for fun. All right. So there's that. Let's remove all of our painter's tape here. Oops. Like so. I'm going to grab my transfer and pull straight up at a 90-degree angle. And there's my Chalk Couture logo. Again, the transfer is going right into the water bath. All right, so now I need to put the word chalk down here. This is definitely different working on fabric than it is other mediums that I've been working on. All right, now I want to use just the word chalk. So we are going to place that right below the by thee. I'm going to try to center that as good as I can here. Okay, great. You see I'm holding up this part of it because I don't want it to lay directly on my previous. Alright, I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to press down the chalking part. I bought these t-shirts about 2 weeks ago, and I had to order some ink, and I've been sitting on this idea for that long, just waiting to get her done. Again, I'm going to put some painter's tape on the other part of this transfer because I don't want those other letters right there and up here. This is a cool transfer. It says I just want to chalk pretty things, but I thought we would custom make a t-shirt just because it's something a little different. All right, so again, press down your transfer, make sure you got no bubbles, and then grab your ink and go to town. This is actually quite therapeutic too, I have to say. Just like so. And like I said, I think your first layer of ink kind of soaks into the fabric. And the ink mat that's on there will not allow, it's not going to stain. That's why you put it under there. I'm going to put another thin layer on top there, just so I have a nice crisp word, is my hope. So far it's gone as planned. I'm removing, you want to remove any lines that you might have from the ink when you're using the squeegee. Alright, that looks pretty good. So let's remove the painter's tape. Yep, I have some ink on my hands, so I'm going to remove that before I touch anything. Sasha. I don't know if you can hear the kitty cat growling in the background. We have a cat that I took in that's not overly friendly with my other cats. So she just voices her opinion every so often. I'll pull that up. Oh my gosh, how cute. How cute is that? And again, this is going in the water bath. Ink side down. So now this has to completely dry before I can ink set. So I'm going to actually leave it right here on my mat. Oh, this is cute. This came out just like I wanted. Let me see if I can turn it around for you. It says, "Life is short, by the chalk," with my logo. How cute is that? So I'm just going to leave this puppy on the board and let it dry completely so that I can heat set it. And I will make a video on how to heat set everything. With my heat press, it's going to take like 30 seconds on both sides, so it's not going to take a long time at all. So watch my next video on heat setting. That's inking on a t-shirt, and I'm going to go and do some more projects. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Facebook. Crafting Corner, Robin's Crafting Corner is the name of my Facebook group. Just go ahead and request, and I will approve, and you can follow along. I will also include my website link if you want to check us out. I'd love to have you join us as a customer or as a team member. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.